It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, and the prop plane, Kenny Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Atlanta Hawks going up against the Oklahoma City Thunder at Chesapeake Energy Arena. And for Oklahoma City, a strong stretch of play for this team, winning 6 of their last 7. They're playing at a high level, no lack of confidence going into tonight's game. Tonight, 2 teams that crash the glass. Kenny, when you think of the great rebounders in this league, what are some of their key attributes?
Oh, they get that position, and then they hold it. They maintain it. That's the key.
Maintaining the position.
Yes, because you can get pushed under. And if you come down with the rebound yourself, you can't do it, let's say, just tip it out. Great rebounders do that too. They'll just tip it out to the guards, and then we can start the fast break.
What's the key to good rebounding?
You got to assume every shot is going to be missed. And, Ernie, nothing replaces great hustle.
Oh, that's true. That is so true.
I could box you out.
I know you
I would
could.
keep you off the glass.
Oh, no question.
Yeah. Kevin Harlan standing by.
You and your 6 rings.
There you go again.
Live from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, 2K Sports proudly brings you the Thunder at the Peak at the Chesapeake Energy Arena. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge is joining us from the sideline. It's the end of a string of away games for the Hawks as they look forward to returning home after this one. They're one of the most dangerous teams in the NBA right now. No question, they've won 7 of their last 8.
And, you know, right now for Atlanta, and you think we underestimated these guys. I mean, no one was suspecting they were going to be a team to be reckoned with, and all of a sudden now, they're looking like contenders.
I think the reason is they're working together. The game plan maximizes what they can do, given the talent they have.
And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Well, guys, we know Russell Westbrook is a fearsome competitor, but he says you never know how long you'll be able to run like this or jump like this, so I go for it every time. I may look angry, but it's the only way I know. Yes, you look angry. Kevin?
Yeah, he's special, D.A., absolutely. Thanks. We're about halfway through the season, Smitty. At this point, how much can teams really improve?
I think if you have younger guys, you start to see those guys develop. And then also if you have a lot of new guys, you see the chemistry start to form. And then a lot of times you can improve when you have guys coming back from injuries. A lot goes into a season. It's a roller coaster kind of effect, but it's good when you start to see teams put it together at the halfway point.
All about managing time, managing games, and injuries.
You're so true.
And so off the tip, it's Oklahoma City. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. And so in the game for the Hawks, Young and Bazemore team up in the backcourt. And it's Prince outside at the 3 with Collins down at the power forward. And it's Len in at the 5 roaming the paint. And so it's the Thunder getting on the board first. Prince kicks it to Bazemore. Six to shoot, and nothing but hair on that one. Here's Robertson. 8 points his last outing. Grant, and the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Young dishes to Prince. One kicks to Young. First quarter, just over a minute played. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It goes on Taurean Prince.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Oklahoma City shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line. Free throw good, Paul George.
And Paul George, a terrific two-way player, an all-star, an all-NBA performer, and multiple all-defense selections.
And both free throws good for Paul George. And Paul George has made it a goal to win Defensive Player of the Year.
I mean, he's got tremendous length and quickness, but really his pride at that end of the floor might matter even more. He just takes great pride in being a complete player.
Hawks passing it around. Young against Westbrook. Shots good from Young.
He's smart at using the screen there to just create space. Young, very reliable in that pick and roll.
Westbrook passes to Grant. Here's Robertson. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Shot clock at 5. George finds Westbrook. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Westbrook's got his second bucket of the night.
And it's the fearlessness of Westbrook. It's really refreshing to watch. When he's deep inside, he just goes right at you.
Now, here is Young. He had 40 points in the win against Charlotte.
And you know, another way he impacted the game was forcing turnovers. Really disrupted the offensive flow.
For Atlanta, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Len passes to Young. Good D by Westbrook.
I appreciate the attack mindset, but with the defense tracking him down, it was probably better to kick that one out.
First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. High arcing shot, and he sinks the layup.
They already got into a nice flow. 4 for 5 from the field.
Westbrook against Young. That one drops, and he's now 2 for 5.
You know, improving on certain aspects of his game, it's crucial. Young continues to knock down these tough interior shots.
And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Well, you think back to a time when people wondered if Westbrook was too aggressive playing with KD. They said Russ was taking too many shots. No questions anymore. Westbrook is the man in OKC.
That's good from Westbrook. And for Westbrook, winning the MVP and averaging a triple-double for an entire season, Greg, how much does he have left to prove?
Well, it's all about winning. We know Russ can take over a game. We know he can make his teammates better. How much better and how far they get in the playoffs, that's the real question.
Both free throws good from Westbrook. The Hawks trail by 7. Young finds Len. That one doesn't go. Adams, some nice D. George looking around. Pass to Robertson. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Especially at that kind of height disadvantage. You're looking to score the ball or at least draw the foul.
Now, here is Young, and Grant sends it back.
Still no rhythm. This may be a time when you want to make the extra pass. Give someone else a chance.
Robertson kicks to Westbrook. And that basket pushes the lead to double digits. Westbrook's got his third bucket of the night.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks. And Russell Westbrook, he is a standard bearer for the Jordan brand with his own signature shoe, Greg. Few players have ever been as competitive as Michael Jordan, but you think Westbrook may be in that conversation?
No doubt about it. The similarities don't end there. The surreal athleticism, the will to dominate, and that fight, finding grudges to motivate them to their highest level. I think there's a kinship in how MJ and Russ approach the game.
I mean, you can see it. He's way out of sync. It's been this way all quarter for him.
And the shot is long.
And that's a surprise. He's usually deadly from mid-range.
Paul George with the steal. Robertson kicks to George. Over Prince. And George gets it to go.
I don't know if you can do it any better on both ends than they have tonight.
It's early, but they have taken full control of this game, and the fans here, they know it.
They push it up 4-on-3. The pass to Robertson. Westbrook against Young, and Adams with the slam.
Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
My opinion, it's been the commitment to pounding the ball inside. That's what's giving them the upper hand.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Havoc. Here's Young. Steven Adams making his last shot. Stolen away. And now a fast break for the Thunder. Knocks it loose. Robertson the pass to Westbrook. Gets to the rim for two with the D all over him. Westbrook's got 10 points in the game.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Atlanta calls timeout. And 6'7" swingman Andre Robertson out of the University of Colorado, one of the league's premier defensive specialists.
And Kevin, there's a reason he started for most of his career, and it has nothing to do with his shooting. Now returning from that ruptured patella tendon, will he regain that elite defensive form? Only time will tell. And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
Passes it to Grant. In the corner, George with it. Over Prince. 4 on the shot clock. George, no good. And so Young will bring it up for the Hawks. 17-point game. Prince's shot is good.
Doing a great job of making himself big in the paint. Taurean Prince makes a tough shot over the contested hand.
Adams finds Grant. Now George. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Young dishes to Prince. Back to Young. Pass to Len. Young outside. Whistle blows. Bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
Yeah, just exceptional focus on these hard finishes. Young welcomes getting physical on the way up. And I'll tell you, Trae Young, go big or go home. Always gives you 100%, as competitive as they come. And the young fella wants to win so badly, sometimes that emotion really comes out.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Noel's checked in for Steven Adams.
One shot,
Patterson comes in for Grant. Raymond Felton, he's checked in for Andre Robertson. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Russell Westbrook. And that one falls for Young. And you know, Greg, it's amazing the impact Young makes, especially, of course, on the offensive end.
High-level shot maker, a threat the moment he crosses half court. Instinctive playmaker, just needs to play more within himself and avoid over-dribbling.
Now here is Carter. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. Carter kicks to Young. Lets it go from deep. No good that time. So the Thunder will take it the other way. Coming into this, having notched a win against Cleveland in their last game.
I just thought the defense was porous. Got any shot they wanted, really, for most of the evening.
I'll give them credit. Even though they were facing very little resistance, they refused to play down to the level of their competition.
Oklahoma City shooting their 5th and 6 free throws of the game.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
The first free throw is good. Michigan high school basketball, Steve, has produced a lot of great NBA talent. Yourself, Magic, Chris Webber, George Gervin, the Iceman, and some new great players now are in that category.
Yeah, the list goes on and on. When you start talking about the Derek Colemans and the Spencer Haywoods and Jalen Rose, so many different guys. Now you have guys, Josh Jackson, also Miles Bridges entering into this league right now. Michigan high school basketball has produced a lot of NBA talent.
Now here's Anderson. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Felton against Carter. And there's the call on Felton. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
Anderson against Felton. Anderson passes to Carter. 6 on the shot clock. The high post shot, and he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
Vince Carter.
The Thunder leading by 14. Felton with the ball. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. The 3 from George. Knocks down the 3 ball.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
Atlanta's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Young with the ball. Now guarded by Schroeder. Felton against Carter. Over Felton. And it's off the back rim. No good.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Uses the glass to finish the layup. Felton has got his first basket.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Carter kicks to Dedmon. And the foul called on Nerlens Noel. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
Oklahoma City on D. They have a 19-point lead. Here's Carter. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup.
He seemed like he was never going to come back down to earth. He hung in the air forever.
Pass to George. Rebound, Atlanta.
You can't ask for a higher percentage look than the one that he got. I think he lost his concentration.
Young against Schroeder. Releases. Shots good from Young. Young's got 10.
I'll tell you, he is scorching the Nets this quarter. Maybe that'll help wake up some of his teammates.
Schroeder finds George. It's Dedmon with the rebound.
And this is one of those times where the coach has got to preach, be unselfish.
And we don't know that he hasn't. Maybe it's been falling on deaf ears. Guys taking ill-advised jump shots.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Well, Greg, for Atlanta, it was out with the old and in with the new for the point guard position for the Hawks.
And Hawks were able to trade down and still get the guy they wanted in Young. See him as an impact guard to build around for the future. Had to move Schroeder to free up space for Young, but this team now has a clear core to build around.
2 shots. Last on the first.
That's good from Noel.
And they've clearly been the aggressors here early on, drawing fouls and working themselves to the line.
And the Hawks making a change here. All free throws good from Noel.
Yeah, drawing fouls and making them pay at the line.
Young taking his time here. Poked away. Paul George with the steal. Spellman, his second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
And this is the value of letting the play develop. You find the weakness in the defense.
Schroeder kicks to Patterson. And there's the pass to Noel. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got 3 assists in the game. The Hawks trail by 17. 43 seconds left to play in the first. Herter, he's covered by Felton. And it's Oklahoma City's ball. Schroeder, right side, passes it to Patterson. Schroeder finds Noel, 3 on the clock. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Fast break, the Hawks. And George gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
And here's Young.
Dennis is all over that one. You love the effort.
Russell Westbrook has been leading the charge for Oklahoma City. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. Right back after this break. Russell Westbrook has surly disposition on the court, but he talks about the power of positivity with his teammates.
Throughout the years, I've been trying to find ways to be a better leader. Leadership was a huge thing, and I felt the way I reacted to certain plays and my facial expressions and my demeanor can change a lot for a teammate.
You can't win it alone.
And for superstar players like Westbrook, individual greatness isn't enough. It's about elevating the team around them.
And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And guys, we've seen the Thunder really take control here.
They're just not sitting back. They are going for steals, and their activity has been terrific.
You know, sometimes gambling gets you in trouble, but in that first quarter, it was just the opposite.
At small forward and power forward, it's George and Patterson. Dennis Schroeder is out there with Felton, and it's Noel in at the center. That's the group for Oklahoma City getting going here in the second. Kicks to Young, just 5 on the clock. Goes up from the top of the key. That one, no good. Now Oklahoma City takes it the other way. And this game, the first chance they've had to see Atlanta.
Yeah, an interconference matchup, and these are two teams at different ends of the spectrum as far as the talent is concerned.
Felton goes in. Count that bucket. Felton's got the opening basket here in the second quarter for the Thunder.
It's fine to extend your defense to try and create turnovers, but guys have to help each other.
That's been a problem for them all game. Teamwork is something you just can't turn on and off.
Pass to Young. Hits the jumper in space. Young's got 12 in the game. Oklahoma City leading by 17. Felton dishes to Noel. And George kicks to Noel. Back to George. Over Carter. The shot by George, no good. The Atlanta Hawks coming to this one after the win against Charlotte.
And sometimes in that hostile environment, it is hard to stay true to who you are. But give them credit, they did, especially on offense.
Well, they came in with a strong game plan, made adjustments when they needed to, and kept the crowd out of their heads.
Felton. Rebound by the Hawks. Carter with it. Now Felton defending. Carter kicks to Anderson. And stolen by Patterson. George passes to Schroeder. On the wing, George. Defended by Carter. Schroeder against Young. And stolen by Noel. Pass to Felton. Schroeder outside. Now here's Felton. Tight defense on him. Clock at 6. Schroeder kicks to Patterson. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Patterson's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Dennis Schroeder is a player who's at his best going to the rim. Very athletic, can twist and contort his way to the paint. Good length with his frame to get shots up quickly.
Atlanta calls timeout. Steve, with Schroeder, he is fearless when attacking the rim or attacking any defender.
And sometimes players who are that aggressive don't take care of the ball. That used to be the case with him, but he's worked on it. He's made a point to improve his turnover rate.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Adams, he's checked in for Noel. Jeremy Grant comes in for Patrick Patterson. Robertson, he's checked in for George. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Raymond Felton. Herter. The shot, no good. Adams, some nice D.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Here's Westbrook. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Nothing better than a hustle play like that. It gets the whole team amped up, sets the example for everyone.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
You know, when you look at his numbers this season, he's had a respectable number, 77%.
One shot. One shot.
That one misses for Westbrook. Smitty, we've asked you in the past about what you miss the most about playing. What is something that you don't miss about playing?
You know, I think the travel time away from your family. That's the one thing I did miss. And obviously when you're a team, that becomes your second family and you get a chance to be around those guys. But when you're gone away from home, the amount of days and times that we are, that's the thing I really don't miss, Kevin.
It's good. Schroeder's got his first bucket in this one.
Great concentration to knock that down with the defender closing out. Dennis has no conscience.
Prince, the pass to Len. And Adams sends it back. Schroeder against Bazemore. Schroeder, right side. Here's Robertson, guarded by Prince. And it's in there. Robertson's got 6.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Back to Bazemore. He kicks to Len. To the inside. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. To the inside. Westbrook makes that one his 6th of the night. Shooting a very healthy 6 for 9.
Oh, great ball movement there.
And there's the pass to Len. Prince outside. The rebound by Grant.
Yeah, the aggressive D inside leads to a missed opportunity there.
You know, he had terrific position, does a good job of affecting the shot without fouling.
The Hawks have gone just 2 of 8 shooting here in the second quarter. Bazemore finds Len. It's good.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Atlanta.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
The Thunder went into free agency with a lot of question marks, but ended having a big summer.
Able to retain Paul George, and that was the first and largest key. Getting a player like Noel for cheap was also a big help for this group. The Thunder were at a fork in the road last season, but this team now as dangerous as ever.
And Bazemore kicks to Dedmon. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Schroeder. Here's the break. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Schroeder being disruptive on the defensive end, knocking the ball out and starting the fast break.
Well, Dennis Schroeder showed he can handle high usage in an offense. Was the first option for the Hawks this past season. Even with defenses keyed in on him, he was able to average right around 20 points.
One shot, mind the lanes.
That's good from Schroeder. And with Schroeder, he said he learned how to deal with all that extra defensive attention.
And being able to stay productive when dealing with the best opposing defender goes a long way in the NBA. Schroeder also managed to cut down on his turnovers while taking on more of a playmaker role. Strong year for him offensively, and I wouldn't be surprised if he continues to grow as a player.
2 on the clock. Prince misses.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
And it's Schroeder missing. Bazemore on the wing. He's guarded by Schroeder. And Bazemore kicks to Prince. The Hawks working the ball around. Puts it up from 12. Some solid defense from Grant. Oklahoma City has gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. The dish to Schroeder. Passes to Westbrook. And again, no good by Oklahoma City. The Hawks shooting 34% from the field. That's not going to get it done. The rebound by Grant. And here's Grant. He'll bring it up for Oklahoma City. Westbrook with the bucket.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Bazemore with it. Now guarded by Schroeder. Now here's Bazemore. Defense right on him. Yep, that one goes in there.
Hit at the end of the play. Bazemore does a good job of maintaining focus.
Westbrook kicks to Robertson. Back to Westbrook. Pass to Grant. Over to the wing. Schroeder against Bazemore. Schroeder passes to Westbrook. From 13, the shot no good. And Atlanta will come the other way. Now Bazemore. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against Charlotte. Herter. And he goes in for the dunk.
And guys, you don't think this fella can do some major damage if he gets an opening to the rim.
G8, they just learned that lesson the hard way. They better put a little bit more effort into their D the next time down.
The defense has to feel real embarrassed right now. They totally got schooled on that highlight reel play.
And the Hawks with possession here, following the basket by Russell Westbrook. Len against Westbrook. Len down low. He gets that one. Len's got 5.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
Robertson finds Westbrook. From the stripe. And there's the rebound by Dedmon. Dedmon's got 4 rebounds in this game. Schroeder against Bazemore. Shoots the 3. Does not find the basket. His second miss. He's now 1 for 3. Schroeder outside. Westbrook kicks to Adams. Pass to Robertson. Back to Schroeder. 3-pointer. Len grabs the board.
And we haven't seen them be quite as aggressive driving the basketball, settling far too much for jumpers.
And good that time.
Timeout.
Not sure who designed that play, but he makes it count.
And first timer of the game called for Oklahoma City. And a new group in here for the Thunder. Noel's checked in for Steven Adams. Patterson comes in for Jeremy Grant. Paul George is checked in for Andre Robertson. And it's Felton in for Dennis Schroeder. Now, here's Felton. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. 1:04 left in the first half. Young outside. Offline with his 3.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Now, here is George. A 26-point game for him in the win against Cleveland. Over Anderson, a nice shot by George. George has got 11 points.
And the mid-range jumper really right in George's comfort zone. When he isn't blowing by guys and finishing at the rim, he's knocking that one down with consistency.
And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That's his first foul. .30 seconds left now here in the second. 6 on the shot clock.
And he has not been able to keep up that pace he had going in the first quarter.
It's been a frustrating quarter for him shooting the basketball. He just has to make sure he's taking good shots.
Love the attitude of Westbrook. Continues to improve at running the offense and finding ways to create opportunities for his teammates.
Shots good from Young. With 1 on the clock. And so it's Oklahoma City finishing the quarter up by a whopping 24 points. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Russell, how confident are you that there's nobody that can stay in front of you?
Very confident. I have a lot of confidence in myself. I put a lot of work in the summertime, and I'm very confident.
That is never a problem for you, Russ. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hi again, everyone. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the Diesel and the Jet. Welcome to the halftime show on 2K Sports. There was no stopping Russell Westbrook in the first half. He had 20 points, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
That was the half of the super sub for them. A lot of offense coming off the bench, and that's such a luxury to have that kind of firepower available. There were times when the pace picked up when the second unit came into the game. And that's the best part, having a bunch of guys who's ready at the drop of a hat.
And over to the big fella, your thoughts on the Hawks.
Not pretty to watch how they get torched in the low post, Ernie. When they were playing defense in the post, you know me, Ernie. Barbecue chicken alert, barbecue chicken alert. This team is going to have to up the pressure, play more physical in the second half, start a fight, throw some bowls, let's go.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
Welcome back to Oklahoma City, everyone. You can see Chesapeake Energy Arena there in the background as the cars stream down I-40. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Well, you look at Russell Westbrook in this game, he has been everywhere.
And I just love how aggressive he is. Usually tries to work for the best shot that he can.
And that really tests the defense. It's hard to take the right angle on him to contest the shot.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Checking out the group for Lloyd Pierce to start the second half. Over on the wings, it's Bazemore and Prince. Collins is out there with Len, and it's Young in at the one spot. Again, the Hawks score.
You can't do anything about that. Even when Young is under pressure, he just finds a way to score.
Westbrook against Young. Westbrook passes to Adams. The three from George. Rebounded by the Hawks.
Boy, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
Atlanta's shooting not great, 40% for the game.
Well, you look at the coaching resume of Lloyd Pierce. Was an assistant for a lot of teams in his time. Stops at Memphis and Philadelphia most notably. Finally gets a chance to be the head coach here in Atlanta.
You have to guard Young tight. You got to know he's thinking of shooting as soon as the ball hits his hands.
Grant kicks to George. Outside Westbrook. Out to the right wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Grant gets a wide open look. Rebounded by the Hawks. Len's got 6 rebounds in the game. Now here's Bazemore. He's covered closely. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. Bazemore's got his second basket.
Adding to the variety of ways in which he can hurt you, Bazemore trying to become a complete scorer on all 3 levels.
Westbrook with the bucket.
And now you can see the D having problems stopping the mid-range jumper, just not really closing out as much as they need to.
Now here's Prince. He has 5. Bazemore on the wing. Got a piece of it. Outside, George. Westbrook with a wide open look. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for Atlanta. George with no one around. And Oklahoma City again with the bucket.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. Steve, there's plenty of discussion that the NBA has become less physical and more over-officiated. What's your opinion on letting guys play a little bit more?
You know, I think, Kevin, is freedom of movement, and I think when you took out hand checking and obviously arm bar checking it down in the post, it's hard to guard some of these fantastic players with their skill set and obviously with their athleticism. A guy dribbling at you at 100 miles per hour, how do you get your balance without touching him? And I think that's where you start to see a lot of the fouls called. And a lot of fans are looking back in the day saying, oh, that wasn't a foul, but I think under the rules, the referees have to call these plays because there's no hand checking.
No good from Grant. For Atlanta, they've gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Here's Bazemore. He's been a factor in their offense on most nights with his scoring average at nearly 16 points a game. He's off on that one. Here's Robertson, and the three ball is good. Robertson's got 9 points.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Now here's Prince. He's got 5. Can they get it? And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Altorian Prince out of Baylor. He had a fantastic breakout year for the Hawks.
Well, you knew there would be an opportunity last year in Atlanta. Prince made the most of it, stepped in as a leader on offense and defense, still very young and has all the confidence he needs to build on his success.
First free throw is good.
With Taurean Prince, a lot of his improvement and production have come with his increased confidence. When he's out there, he has a green light from anywhere. That puts him at ease.
And both free throws good for Prince. Well, with Prince, a lot of confidence boost came from others on the team that were believing in his style of play and believing in him.
Kevin, his teammates and coaching staff saw just how good he is when he's aggressive. Prince has the ability to be an efficient volume scorer. Hopefully, he continues to build on his confident play.
Now, here's Westbrook. 25 points in the game. Here's Grant. That ball's nice feed that time from George. George has got 6 assists now in the game. And turnovers have been the issue for him.
You can see the coaches have gotten into him a little bit about this. They've got to do a better job of taking care of the ball.
Here's Young. 20 points for him.
No surprise, in a battle of wheels down low, the big man comes away with it.
Young against Westbrook. Kicks it to Robertson. Right side Westbrook over Young. And it's Westbrook missing for Atlanta. They've gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. The Hawks again can't hit.
And this is one of those times where the coach has got to preach, be unselfish.
And we don't know that he hasn't. Maybe it's been falling on deaf ears. Guys taking ill-advised jump shots.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Schroeder's checked in.
Your Thunder, Dennis Schroeder.
On defense, Atlanta. There's the pass to Robertson. 6 to shoot. Back to Schroeder. Over Young. And that one goes long. Schroeder's gone just 2 of 6 shooting, 33%. Young dishes to Bazemore. Inside, here's Len. The kick out to Young. Another miss by Young.
This is a problem for him. Inconsistent from the mid-range.
Stolen by Len. Young outside. To the inside, Prince. That one doesn't go. George with the defensive effort. That's tipped. Stolen by Len. Young outside. Dishes it to Prince. And George gets the whistle that time. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. A different look for Oklahoma City. Noel comes in for Grant. And it's Felton in for Robertson. Thunder on D. Young left side. Clock at 6. The Hawks working the ball around. And that one, good. Felton with the ball. He has 6. In the corner, George with it. Noel trying to break loose. Off target from outside.
You won't see him miss many of these. A wide open look from distance.
And there's the foul. It's on Steven Adams. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
This could be a problem. That's his 4th foul with plenty of basketball left to play.
Patterson, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. And a change for the Hawks. Anderson's checked in. Young inside. He's guarded by Schroeder. Six on the shot clock. Feeds to Collins.
Pretty early to be over the limit. That foul situation is something we want to keep an eye on.
And Steve, no matter what he's doing on the floor, it's hard to ignore the length of John Collins.
You're so right. He's already a great rebounder and gets a lot of blocks just due to his reach. Stands at about 6'10", but the way he plays, it feels like he's a 7-footer.
And that one falls for Collins. Carter, he's checked in for Young. He hits both from the stripe.
John Collins, the explosive big man from Wake Forest, was taken 19th overall in the 2017 draft. Showed a lot of promise, and if there was a redo of that draft, you can bet he'd go a little higher than that.
Now here's Noel. He's got 6. And Patterson kicks to Felton. Here's Schroeder. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. Guys, nothing has really come easy for them today.
Yeah, definitely not their best basketball.
Anderson outside. Here's Dedman. Collins passes to Dedman. And stolen by Noel. Here's George. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Well, as usual, a lot of offense in the NBA is being generated from the small forward position this season. Here are the league's best at that position. The 4th spot held by Paul George.
I mean, tremendously gifted athletically. I mean, we're used to seeing that at that spot on the floor, and they pretty much all give astonishing individual performances on any given night.
The small forward position is traditionally a lot of scoring from that position. These fellas carry on that tradition.
And with Collins, his confidence and role grew with each game his rookie season.
Well, you can see what he's capable of over the course of that first season. Explosive with the ball and going to the rim. Very active player, and the sky is the limit with him.
No good on the second free throw. NBA awards are voted on by broadcasters and writers around the NBA. Do you think that's the best way, Steve, to pick an MVP?
Well, I really think in some kind of way you got to have players more involved, being able to come out and be able to pick the MVP because these are the players that are going up against these guys. I also would love to see where we have more of the defensive player of the year during the offseason, the rookie of the year in the offseason. Obviously giving out more of those awards for the playoffs as well.
And you got to, of course, be aware of it becoming a popularity contest, too.
Yes, totally.
One shot behind the lanes.
Well, the Hawks didn't have the best season a year ago, Smitty, but they did find some positives to build on.
Well, the Hawks, what they do have, they have good wing play. A lot of disruptive players who can force turnovers on the defensive end. There's been some great wings in Hawks history, and they have a few on this team right now.
George with the bucket.
And just carrying over from his last game, completely dialed in. You can sense his confidence.
I totally agree. Heat check after heat check. He realizes, man, I'm still hot.
Here's Dedman. Paul George making his last shot. They get a hand on it. And another field goal in his total. Make it 7 for 14, shooting 50%.
Yeah, you see the killer instinct. He's going for the death blow.
True story. They got a monster lead that's taking a life of its own.
Now, here's Dedmon. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Count that one.
Good effort and energy by Dedmon. That time taking advantage of his size and strength.
George against Anderson. And Paul George again. George has got 9 points now in just the second half.
He's been locked in all quarter, really finding his rhythm.
Floats one up, and the shot is good. 8 points for him.
He's done his job tonight scoring the basketball, but they've still been outplayed overall.
Again, Oklahoma City.
We will talk about feed the hot hand. That's what they're doing this quarter, which is why they've been able to maintain momentum.
Carter outside. Spellman, Patterson defending. Felton against Carter. Shot clock at 6. To the middle. Spellman lays it up and banks it in.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Oklahoma City leading by 23. And here's Schroeder. He's got 5. He kicks it to Noel. From deep, George. And it's George again missing.
And that's rough. He did have 3 in the first half, but hasn't had one since.
The dish to Carter. Passes to Dedmon. To the wing on the left. Clock at 6. The putback. Spellman. And good as it just snugs right down through the net. And so it's Felton who will bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Pass to Patterson. It's George on the wing. Back to Patterson. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And a quick look at how Atlanta's schedule shaping up. On Monday, they'll be taking on Klay Thompson and the Golden State Warriors. And then on Wednesday, they'll go up against Bradley Beal and the Washington Wizards.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls.
Patrick Patterson with his great shooting stroke, always looking comfortable at the free throw line.
Russell Westbrook's checked in for Dennis Schroeder. And Patterson drops them both. This Hawks squad is struggling. And Young kicks to Dedmon. Back to Young. Trying to break that ice-cold streak, and the layup is up and in. Young's got 7 points for the quarter.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth, physical basketball, guys.
Here's Westbrook. Outside for Felton. Just 5 to shoot. Goes up again. Collins grabs the miss.
That was against good defense. He tried to sneak it in, though. We've seen him do it plenty of times.
Here's Dedmon. That one falls, coming off Carter's feed. Dedmon's got his second basket.
Way to attack the interior. Dedmon really understands what the team needs from him.
Westbrook. And again, no good by Oklahoma City. That one's not going to go. And so it's Oklahoma City taking a 19-point lead into the break. They've got a big advantage in the turnover stats because of their intense defense. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. Now let's hear what head coach Billy Donovan was reviewing with his team in the huddle.
Guys, good job hitting ahead. That means we're running, which is good, okay? We've got to pay attention right now, okay, and what we're doing coming out of timeouts.
Pushing the action, fast pace. Billy Donovan wants to keep them rolling it out.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing a good job in transition. They just need to stay focused and be efficient.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Westbrook and Robertson, the backcourt. The forwards, George and Grant. And it's Noel in at the 5. That's the lineup out there for the Thunder.
And guarding him on the perimeter isn't a priority for them right now, but if this continues, it will be.
Robertson kicks to George. Here's Robertson, defended by Carter. The tray, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. And the Thunder making a switch here. Adams checked in. Kent Bazemore's checked in for Atlanta. The Hawks trail by 16. Young outside. The stupendous finish in traffic. Young's got 24 points.
And the work ethic coming into play there. I like how Young can just focus on the task at hand.
For 3, Westbrook, and he's good on the 3-ball. And the Thunder lead by 17.
And certainly they are not hesitating, letting it fly from deep here in the second half.
Collins dishes to Young. And Bazemore kicks to Young. Tipped away. That's going to be over and back, not watching for the line that time.
And when you're in catch-up mode, you can ill afford these kinds of errors.
I feel like they're getting ahead of themselves. Just need to rein it in. Focus on each individual possession.
Lenz checked in for the Hawks. Torian Prince comes in for Justin Anderson. They get a hand on it. Outside Westbrook. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Stolen by Len. Here's Bazemore, and again it's Atlanta.
A classic 3-and-D guy. Bazemore this time showing his chops from mid-range.
Oklahoma City leading by 15. Adams in the high post. Back to Westbrook. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Russell Westbrook, shooting 2.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. The Hawks trail by 16. Prince outside. Young inside. He's covered by Westbrook. Young's shot is off.
Uh-oh, he misses the bunny. I think he thought somebody was coming over to contest it.
Grant, that's good. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That'll be his second foul of the game. On defense, Oklahoma City. It's an 18-point lead. Bazemore gets the bucket.
Bazemore has developed into a reliable long-range shooter, especially from the corners.
They get a hand on it. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Bazemore.
Thunderball.
Robertson kicks to Westbrook. Over Young. Westbrook can't get it to go. And so Bazemore will bring it up for Atlanta. Down by 15. It's stolen by Adams. Westbrook scanning the floor. And there's the foul. And it's on Taurean Prince. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's Noel. Grant outside. Westbrook kicks to Noel. 5 to shoot. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot.
Defense, that's how Bazemore carved out a spot in this league. You see why.
Drops in the tray. Bazemore's got 8 here in the quarter.
I don't know what coach told him at halftime, but he is shooting the lights out right now.
Inside, and Noel throws it down.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Havoc. So it's Atlanta now, following the score by Oklahoma City. On its way from Young for 2. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City.
One could argue that's a good shot, but maybe not the right shooter to take it.
Grant kicks to Westbrook. Pass to Robertson. Back to Westbrook. And he converts the layup. Westbrook's got 11 points here in just the second half.
You can tell he is on a mission down the stretch. Attack offensively and build on this lead.
And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Paul George, he's checked in for Oklahoma City.
Paul George.
Collins passes to Young. Prince outside. And Jeremy Grant picks up the foul. That is his 1st foul of the game.
That's his 1st personal foul.
There's the pass to Len. Hawks passing it around. Now here's Bazemore, guarded closely. And Andre Robertson is going to pick up the foul. That is his 1st foul of the game.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Pass to Len. Bazemore on the wing. Great look, but off the mark. The Thunder leading by 16. Here's Robertson. And the foul on Kent Bazemore. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Now off the inbound, and there's George. That's good on the assist by Grant. And now 24 points for Paul George. Young finds Bazemore. Collins with it to the inside. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. That's 7 points for Alex Len. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. Pass to Grant. Ball's knocked loose. And the basket is good. Grant's got 4 points this quarter.
High percentage play. Working the ball in close, then the nice move to convert.
Under foul. Russell Westbrook. That's his 4th personal foul.
And for Trae Young, it's a little unfair that he's already being compared to Steph Curry.
Scouts are always going to look for comparisons. And I'm not saying Young is Curry, but many of the strengths and weaknesses are similar. The size and athleticism, the insane range, and both have that it factor.
And that one falls for Young.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
Dennis Schroeder's checked in for Russell Westbrook. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
And, of course, all the comparisons to Steph Curry. Young just trying to be the best version of himself. And we've already seen the upside. And Steven Adams came into this league at 19, already a physical specimen, and has only gotten stronger. Just a bruising presence down low.
Two shots.
First one falls for him. And plenty of bumping and elbowing inside as ever. Steven Adams strong enough, though, to come out on top of that battle.
Yeah, not shy at all about contact. Grew up the youngest of 18 children. He had to hit above his weight for over a decade. Now he's got the upper hand.
And so he makes both from the line. The Hawks trail by 18. Young outside. Prince outside. Six to shoot. It's rebounded by Robertson. Robertson's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
That's his first personal foul. 15 foul. Andre Robertson. Shooting 2.
Shooting 2.
That free throw, no good. And that trip coming up empty, missing both. Young against Schroeder. And Young, here we go.
You know, the cleverness Young possesses is just uncanny. Puts the defense in a bind whenever he drives it to the rack.
At the line for the Hawks, Trae Young. Taking 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. And so Young nails them both. Now Schroeder. He dishes it to Grant. Len with the block. Stolen by Grant. It doesn't go for him. So Atlanta will take it the other way. George against Prince. Kicks to Young. Hits the target from 18 feet. Young's got 8 points here in this quarter.
He has gotten into a terrific groove here, trying to wheel his team back into this.
Pass to George, to the left wing. Here's Robertson. Schroeder outside, down low, shot clock at 6. Here's Grant. The Thunder with another miss.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Here's Young. And it's good, 2 points. Young's got 17 now, just in the second half.
And really, the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
Here's George. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got his third assist on the night. The Hawks trail by 14. Young outside. In the corner, Bazemore with it. Shoots from 14. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Grant's got his 6th rebound on the night. And it's Schroeder missing.
Coming down the stretch here, holding the lead. You like him to be more efficient offensively.
Prince against George. Out of bounds, Oklahoma City takes possession. Here's what Oklahoma City's schedule is looking like. They'll be matching up with Andre Drummond and the Detroit Pistons. Then on Wednesday, they're off to Brooklyn to face off with the Nets.
You know, some might look ahead at the schedule and start marking off how many wins they'll wind up with, but I think that's a trap. You can't take any nights off in the NBA, and you've got to stay in the moment.
Now here's Schroeder. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. And the Thunder lead by 16.
You love the calmness of Schroeder with the clock running low.
Atlanta calls timeout.
And he could tell his guys were dragging a little bit, calling timeout to kind of let them catch their breath.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Paul George.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
The better he played, the more these fans got revved up. And that continued to play out over the course of his amazing performance. Now here's Bazemore. He kicks it to Len. Let's go. Shot's good from Young. Young's got 34.
He has flat out dominated this quarter, hitting shots at will, yet they still find themselves behind.
And there's the pass to Grant. And here is Adams. Outside for George. 5 on the clock. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. The Hawks trail by 14. Young outside. In the corner, Bazemore with it. 1:49 left in the fourth quarter of this one. The kick out to Young. From outside, off the mark. Oklahoma City leading by 14. Schroeder outside. Passes it to Adams. Shoots over Len. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
And also protecting the rim at all costs. I love the anticipation to affect the shot. He's a little uncomfortable in that in-between area, and the defense plays him that way.
No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for Oklahoma City.
You know, a team can have a great shooting night without getting a lot of assists, but tonight they had both.
Yeah, and listen, you only get the assist if the guy you give it to makes the shot. So a lot of assists will up your field goal percentage, but this was a great team effort by everyone.
And so this will mark the 15th win of the year for them.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And as one might have guessed coming into this game, it was indeed another big game tonight for George.
When we look back and we think about key takeaways from tonight's game, his leadership really stands out, controlling the pace, keeping everyone involved, and he made this offense sing.
And that one falls for Young. And the Thunder going with a whole new group out there. And so Young nails them both. And here are the Thunder now, a 12-point game. Felton goes in. It's good.
And this is the kind of deficit it would take a miracle to overcome.
I think this hometown crowd agrees with you. They are fired up about it.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Shots good from Young.
Such a creative ball handler. Young has an ability to carve out room for himself with his dribble.
And so the Thunder now can just hold on to the ball. Felton against Young. Felton with the ball. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester, and that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where's your team's attitude right now?
Continue to, play together. And we can just stick to that, keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Looked like it all came together tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks. Now for Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA here on 2K Sports. So long.